Welcome to sportsbookraeview.com. I'm Flash, and this is La Liga Week 31. Well, it ain't getting any colder at the top because Atletico blew their lead, their games in hand, and now Real Madrid and Barcelona have closed right up, which is great for us because the final 7 weeks of the season, we're going to just see chop change, or we ride all three trains because all three of them cannot afford to drop any points. I've got Euan from La Liga Lowdown, and as you know, Euan is the best of the three, and we've got Martin Green, who's doing brilliantly to be in profit because it's been very tricky, La Liga, this year. But first of all, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. And ring the bell means that I'll notify you and you'll never miss any content again, which is going to be a massive bonus because on Monday, we're going to go rat-a-tat-tat. We're going to go Serie A, Bundesliga and La Liga. All three shows, bang, bang, bang. Then it's going to be a new format. We're going to basically only have the games down the side that we're the boys or I are going to have firm views on. We're not going to mess about. So you go into a restaurant, you're a vegetarian. You do not want to be hearing about the meat specials. So only meat on the bone. And if you're vegetarian, I'll put a little nut roast down the side. Martin, you're still doing okay in all La Liga. Even when you have a bad week, you just put your head over that positive level.
Yeah, still doing okay. Still another positive week, which was good. Racking up a little bit of profit, inch by inch. Still vegan, so not really interested in meat on the bone. But I like the idea.
We'll just give you the bone. Is the bone okay?
No, can't have the bone, Flash. Can't have the bone. Just give me some.
Are you really vegan?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So that means no leather shoes.
No leather shoes. No, you got to do your bit to preserve the future of this planet.
No, I get that. I do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've learned something new. They say you learn something new every day, and today has been no exception. Euan, them boys of yours, them La Liga Lowdown lads, they've left you right in the mire. I know you've been the best throughout, and we're going to need you. How do you think about Atletico, Real Madrid, and Barcelona now, all within this much of each other?
Yeah, it couldn't be tighter. Could have 2 points between first and third, and Atleti have almost no momentum. But as we'll get to, they play my team. They play Eibar this weekend at home, and Eibar are bottom of La Liga, so they've got a good chance to make up some ground. It's a weird weekend this weekend. Only 8 games because we've got the Copa del Rey final as well. So Barcelona and Athletic will be meeting in that. They don't have a La Liga game this weekend, which is a good opportunity for Atleti and Real Madrid to put some more points on the board, get some distance above Barcelona, who will play their match from this weekend in a couple of weeks' time in a midweek slot. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. Yeah, I'll be here for the next couple of shows, so let's try and make up some of that ground and, pick off some of the meat off Martin's plate.
Yeah, because he don't want it. He don't want it. So we'll just take it all, no problem at all. Now, obviously, if you are new, get yourselves in the chat. Come say hello. Make sure you subscribe. Press the thumbs up. Shows your appreciation for all of us. But also, when you put a thumbs up, you might even be appreciating someone who's having a bit in the chat. I've put different links in the description. First of all, one of them takes you over to articles from Martin or Alex or Tan. But every video we cover here on SBR is accompanied by an article over there that might be parlays, it might be singles, and it will definitely give you that little more in-depth, or maybe just a different swerve on what we're doing. Also, there is the SBR odds, which means there's 15 sections. You can see who's giving you the value. So make sure you get the value because you want to be in front as kickoff approaches. Now let's have a quick look at these records, please, Esteban, because I tell you what, that's not great. I've had a couple of bad weeks. Martin plus 11.6, he 0.4 up. La Liga Lowdown 22.64 in the negative. Flash 12. That's like 10 units in the last 3 weeks from me. I've hit the post. And Parlay just don't bother. He's like a sub who don't get used. And the total's minus 35. It's been an absolute disaster recently. So let's get this sorted. Let's kick straight on. We're going to go with Osasuna plus 100, draw plus 230, and Elche at plus 375. Euan, Elche, you go against them, they kill you. You go with them, they kill you.
Yeah, they're a difficult team to predict this now. We've got a new coach a few weeks ago, and he's come in and just sorted everything out. They were messing about a little bit before, trying a few new things. They had a coach who had no experience of the league. Fran Escriba's come in, 4-4-2, let's defend, hitting the break and see if we can get something. The problem is, Osasuna's formula is actually quite similar, so this could be a game where nobody really wants the ball. It could be a bit of a boring game. to be honest, all of the 8 games that we've got on Sunday are spread across 4 time slots. So each time slot has 2 games at a time. And to be honest, this is one of the games that I don't think many people will be watching. We'll be watching Real Sociedad Sevilla, which we'll get to in a moment. But there could be some value here. There might not be many goals, but that's maybe a bet to get some value in this. 2 teams that draw a lot, 2 teams that sit back, 2 teams that won't go on the offensive. Elche need to, they need points. Osasuna, not so much. But yeah, either way, whoever wins this, I don't expect it to be a 7-goal thriller or anything like that.
Like a little 1-1, Euan?
Something like that, or even 0-0. We've had so many 0-0s from Osasuna. They won last week, but before that they had something like 3 0-0s in a row, and Elche have certainly had some goalless games as well. So 1-1 would be maybe more entertainment than I'm expecting.
Okay, well, Roberto's going with both teams to score at plus 140, Martin. Whenever you see a both teams to score at plus, they're saying it's not happening.
Yeah, it's just looking so exciting, isn't it? The run into La Liga season. 2 points separating the top 3. Just 1 point separating Real Sociedad in 5th from Villarreal in 7th. And the relegation battle. 16th place Huesca are only 4 points clear of rock bottom Eibar. Any of those teams could go down. Osasuna have done pretty well, to be fair, to claw themselves out of danger, because they've gone on a 4-game unbeaten streak and they're now 8 points clear at the top of the table. That should be enough. They just need a few more results. Maybe they'll get it against Elche. I don't like the look of this game too much. I think it could end in a draw. Edging towards Osasuna, just because their form's been better, and I think they've got more quality across the midfield. It's going to be a tight one. You know, Elche are fighting for their lives. They've got more to play for right now. So I think this could go either way. Like you had said, 2-4-4-2 teams up against each other. Could be an old school battle. Maybe go for a draw if you really want to bet on it, but I'm leaving it alone.
Okay, so under the new format, Osasuna and Elche wouldn't even have got a mention. So we're not messing about. We're only putting on your plate what you want to eat. So plenty of veggies for Martin and a T-bone for Euan. Let's move on, because I know that we're involved in this, and under the new format, this will be massive. It's Sociedad plus 200, Martin. Draw plus 240. Sevilla plus 160. Wow, both teams, they're special. We can rely on them to go and do the business. But how do we get the value? Are we going to go on one side to actually win this?
I mean, I think if you were going on one side to win it, you'd probably have to go for Sevilla with the form that they've displayed recently. Just hit their stride at the perfect time of season. 4 wins in their last 5. They're right back in amongst it. Probably a bit too far off to go on and win the title now, but they're only 6 points off the lead. So, and they've got no distractions either. So they could still turn it into a 4-horse race if results go their way in other games. This is a real difficult test of their mettle, though. It was an absolutely thrilling game when these two teams met last time out. Remember watching it? Sevilla won 3-2, but it was real, end-to-end stuff. And I'm hoping for another entertaining clash at the weekend. That game that Sevilla just won 4-3 against Celta Vigo was really exciting. I backed Sevilla, so I was rooting for them, but they were quite fortunate to pull it off in the end. Real Sociedad only drew 2-2 away at Valencia, so both teams league.
But they were 2-0 up, and as I've said to many people, Martin, you bet with Bet365 and you go 2-0 up, you get paid twice in the last 2 weeks. I've been 2-0 up and not won the game, but because I went with Bet365, I did actually win, and that's for all the leagues, any soccer play. So it's something that you definitely want to be bearing in mind. Sorry, Martin.
You sure do. But yeah, I just think both teams to score. They capitulated. They're very good going forwards, but they're not as strong at the back. Sevilla are excellent in attack. It was a great game when they last played. I'm going for both teams to score again.
Yeah, I've gone with just over 2.5 goals. I thought it was unbelievable value, Euan.
Yeah, 2 teams that like to keep possession, but keep possession in an attacking way. And yeah, I think we're going to have fun with this one. If you're picking a winner, I'm leaning towards Sevilla as well, because if you look at the squads of these teams, Real Sociedad are missing quite a lot of players, could have up to 9 players out, and some of them are important ones. No David Silva, no Mikel Merino, no Asier Yaramendi. There's a few of their key players in midfield, no less, that are going to be missing. And Sevilla's strength, we all know, is their midfield. So if you're going to beat Sevilla, you do need some bodies in the middle. And Real Sociedad just don't have many left. So they're going to play some of the kids there. You can sort of see Sevilla passing it around them, having some fun. But yeah, when both these teams get on the ball, they're both in good form, both on a bit of a high. Yeah, I could definitely see both teams scoring. And if I'm picking a winner, I'm leaning to Sevilla.
So maybe Sevilla and both teams to score. I've just gone over 2.5. And we don't expect both teams to score. No, I think is probably the best way to go there. Let's move on. Alaves plus 150, Euan. Draw plus 200. Huesca plus 230. I mean, Huesca, Alaves, Elche, Osasuna. These are all teams that you can't trust. And if you do, then, I mean, before it was Huesca maybe on the unders. Alaves are better than the results they've shown. So, again, is this a game that we have to leave alone?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not touching this one because every time there's a new manager, you want a couple of weeks to see what's going on. Alaves have a new coach. He's only had one game, a 0-0 draw away at Athletic Club last week in Bilbao. It's a good result, but keep in mind it's a bit of a misleading result because Athletic, as we said, they've got the cup final this weekend. So last weekend at home to Alaves, they played a team that I think you could basically say was the goalkeeper who'll start the final and nobody else. Honestly, I think there'll be 10 changes going into the final against Barcelona. They were resting everybody. They were taking a breather. They drew 0-0. Alaves, really, that was there for the taking for them. That was a good, easy fixture. They still couldn't get a win. So I'm not sure what life's going to be for them under this new coach. He's got problems in that dressing room to try and sort out. So, yeah, I do fancy Huesca because they've been in good form. They've been really impressing me the last few weeks, but I don't want to touch it because I'm just not sure what Alaves are all about yet. This will have been the first full week for the new coach to try and get his hand on this team and turn them around. So don't know what to expect from Alaves, but if I'm guessing, I don't expect much. But yeah, I'm not touching it.
Barca, man, you took the words out of my mouth at both teams to score at plus 108. But this is probably a perfect in play that if Alaves score, then go with the overs and go with both teams because Huesca will then throw caution to the wind because they've had all their success, Martin, because they've had their back to the wall for the first 2/3 of the season. Since then, the handbrake's come off and they're playing with a freedom and a confidence that's creating chances.
Yeah, they're looking really good. Congratulations to them beating Elche last time out, two newly promoted teams, and Huesca asserted their superiority over them in that one and got a very impressive win against Levante, who are a decent side, keeping a clean sheet in it. You know, you can't argue with their form lately, but yeah, it's just desperation stations at the bottom of La Liga at the moment. Loads of managerial changes. People are throwing everything they can at it in a bid to survive.
They're having a panic up. That's what they're doing.
They're all panicking. They're all panicking. The new Alaves manager needs to get them scoring goals. He needs to get them creating more chances and being more direct and just taking the game to opponents more. Otherwise, they've got no chance.
I don't. With the Alaves boys, I don't see them running in a positive manner off the ball. When you see something happening, you've got to get your bodies in and around the box because listen, about 85-90% of all goals are scored inside the box. So why are they hanging out? Because they want to come out and go? No, because the opposition, they will get bodies in the box and they will score goals. So, I mean, it is just a leave alone, isn't it?
Yeah, leave alone. 1-0 to Huesca when they met earlier in the season. Pretty dull game. But who knows what we'll see now that Huesca are playing with a bit more ambition. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I think you've got to get involved in this. You've got to be an Alaves or Huesca fan, and then obviously if you're a fan, you know probably then to leave it alone. Let's move on because I've got involved in this game. I've done it in a two-team parlay. It's Atletico minus 225, draw plus 320, Eibar at plus 900. I'll come to you, Martin, because I know that I'm not going to get any positivity out of the Eibar fan.
I mean, they're just choking, aren't they? It's pretty horrific to see. I'm not the biggest fan of Atletico Madrid, so I'm not too upset about it. But it is a bit like watching a car crash at the moment. I just feel they had such.
But with no injuries.
Yeah, exactly. They had such an emphatic lead. It was theirs for the taking, and bit by bit, that lead is being squandered. And when you look at the lack of momentum that they have right now, it's not looking great for them. Real Madrid are in formidable form. Surely they have to turn things around against bottom club Eibar. I don't know, though. Eibar get all their points on the road. Atletico Madrid seems to be a pretty big scalp right now. A lot of teams are, playing at their own game. I didn't put a tip through for it. In the end, I actually added Atletico Madrid in a parlay that I did because I do think they'll win. Not quite sure how they'll win, but I think, it'll probably be a classic sort of low-scoring win for the home team, just to get them back on track. I don't think their chances of winning the league are particularly good anymore, but I think they could end up with victory in this one. At minus 225, it's not particularly attractive, so you probably have to go for something like Atletico and under 3.5 goals if you want a bit of value on it.
Thank you. That's exactly what I did. Atletico to win and under 3.5 goals. Now, obviously, no one's happy to see Atletico blow the lead they had. I'm just so devastated for them. Euan, it's one of those, but if you're a neutral like I am, obviously I've got no feelings towards Atletico or Madrid or Barca, but as a neutral football fan, it couldn't be any better.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some value to be had there if you look for it. Like you say, that minus 225 is not attractive at all unless maybe you're putting it in the parlay. But I've got plus 110 for Atletico to win to 0, and I think that's a big jump up, and I think it's pretty good value because I think if Atletico do win this game, then it will be to 0 because not only is Eibar bottom of the league, they're also bottom scorers in the league. They've gone 13 games without a win. They just can't score. And Atletico, they have all black. Their problems for this game is they don't have Luis Suarez. They don't have João Felix. You mentioned it's been a car crash. There actually have been some injuries along the way.
No, I meant as in he said it's like watching a car crash, but I didn't really want human injuries, as in like they all walked away safely.
No human injuries, no fatalities, but
exactly,
a couple of ankles have been bruised along the way. So no Luis Suarez. No João Felix for this one. Moussa Dembele is looking like he'll get the start after coming back from fainting a few weeks ago, so we're not quite sure how he'll be. So Atletico's problem for this game is maybe getting that one goal, but I don't see Eibar scoring. So if Atletico do win, I imagine it'll be a 1-0, 2-0, something like that. So I think there is value there, plus 110 for them to win to 0. It's been a while since they've done that. Even when they were in good form, they were still conceding. But maybe Atletico need their classic, 1-0 to the Atletico sort of Arsenal-esque performance this weekend. They could do with it.
You and no one knows Eibar more than you. How do they trouble, if they can trouble Atletico? Because, listen, a lot of these sides came up against Atletico when they were in full flight, when they were like, everyone was saying that they were imperious. Now they're like struggling. Do Eibar go there and think, we have a real opportunity here?
Yeah, I mean, Eibar gave them a good game the first time around this season. It was a Luis Suarez penalty right at the end that got them a 2-1 win. And that was the game, remember, where Eibar's goalkeeper took the penalty and scored against Oblak Dimitrovic going up to take it because everyone had been missing. That was a good game. Atleti edged it 2-1. But the problem is Dimitrovic might not be there. He's an injured out. No Brian Heel, the young winger who's been so good this season. He's out injured. Several other players out injured. So you asked me how do Eibar trouble them. I don't really know, and the problem is I don't think the coach does either. Lots of players out injured, no momentum at all. Like I said, 13 games without a win. It's not looking good for Eibar. There's still hope because, as Martin pointed out, it's so tight at the bottom, but I don't see their great escape, if there is to be one. I don't see it starting this weekend.
Okay, so it's Atletico all the way. It's Atletico for me. And under 3.5 goals, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 2-1. Don't really care. Don't really want to see a 3-1. And because Euan's on the show, we definitely want to win to 0. And what about you, Martin? Was Atletico just a straight minus 225 in a parlay?
Yeah, I think I got slightly enhanced odds in the parlay I did. But yeah, I just stuck them in alongside a few other selections.
Okay, nice to see live in-play gurus bet with us in the chat. If you've got anything you fancy, then let them know, because I tell you what, they are fast becoming the place to be when it comes to in-play right across all soccer. Next one is Cadiz plus 280, Euan, draw plus 245, and Celta at plus 110. I was this close to going Celta, impressing, scoring goals. But then when they let 4 in against Sevilla, I'm thinking Cadiz might just be a little bit too tough for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting one. Cadiz, Celta Vigo is, Cadiz just like to sit back and try and hit on the break. And Celta Vigo is the kind of team that some weeks are good, some weeks are not. It's so unpredictable, and it's got past the point of it being, we used to have a formula. If Aspas was playing, they would be good. If Aspas wasn't playing, they wouldn't. But it's become even more unpredictable than that. They're firmly in mid-table, have nothing to play for, so it kind of just depends what side of the bed they got up in the morning on how Celta's going to play. Cadiz, you know what you're getting from them. They'll sit back and try and hit them. A bit of value with this one, actually. I think with the referee, I've been looking the last couple of weeks. This referee who's assigned to this game, González Fuertes, I think he's the worst referee in La Liga, and not because he's given bad decisions, but because I think he hates football. You watch a game and it's just so dull. There's stoppages. The play doesn't flow. I watched a game.
What's he like with cards, Euan?
With cards, not too many cards, not too much anything, just stoppages, just lots of fouls, lots of talking. And I watched a game, I think, last weekend, and it started really well. There was a corner in the first 30 seconds, and then he took about 40 seconds with all the players jostling about in the box to tell them to stop, to organise it all. And by that point, there was no momentum. So
disruptive influence.
Disruptive. So I had a little look at his results this season. So his games involving him have had an average of 1.6 goals per game. The league average is 2.5. And I looked at it. His last 5 games have been 1-0, 1-0, 1-1, 1-0, and 0-0. And I think it depends on the teams. Obviously, it depends on who's playing. But I think he's part of this, because if he stops the play so much and the play doesn't get to flow, then you're not going to score so many goals. There was a report came out this week saying, looking at how much the ball was actually in play in each of the European leagues, and La Liga, the numbers were not that good. Lots of stoppages in La Liga. And I think González Fuertes is a main reason for that. So this is not one to watch, because it'll be dull, it'll be stop-start. And that, I think, leads me to believe even more that it could be a low-scoring game. These two teams, it could be under 2.5 goals anyway. But with this referee who seems to hate football, who seems to hate teams going for it and having a dynamic attacking game, I really do think under 2.5 goals is an interesting one for this game.
That's not what I want to hear, Euan, because I've gone for score in this game.
What have you gone for?
I've gone for both teams to score.
Check the referee. You need to check the referee next time. Check if González Fuertes is on, and don't be expecting goals.
The hater of football.
I had
we have Euan on. He's the beautiful brain of La Liga Lowdown. Martin, 1-1 is your best bet then, eh?
Yeah, I'm hoping for both teams to score still. Just watching that game against Sevilla last weekend, it was just such end-to-end stuff. I do think their quality going forward. Iago Aspas is dangerous in every game. I think he can get on the score sheet in this one. But they're so disorganised at the back. Sevilla were just cutting through them at will in the second half. And we know that Cadiz are a good team going forward. They've won 2 on the bounce. It's been a long time since they actually failed to score in a game. Found the back of the net in their last 5 matches. And I think they've improved considerably since losing 4-0 to Celta de Vigo earlier this season. So I like the look of both teams to score. I'm slightly nervous now I understand a bit more about the referee that's in charge. But I'm still going to go with it. And I think hopefully we can get a 1-1.
Okay, and obviously, I'm wondering if Aspas gets a move away, or he's just going to have to be rewarded, because the Celta Vigo performances when he's not there are under par. When he comes in, he's almost like an Alka-Seltzer that you chuck in the water. It fizzes up everyone around him. So he needs to either be rewarded with a move, or he needs to be rewarded with a better contract. Let's move on here, because this should have been shot in the dark, no problem at all, home win. But then Valencia, it's a train that you don't really want to get on. Betis, minus 105, Martin. Draw plus 265. Valencia plus 310. Now, Valencia, we sat here, we listened to Paco, okay, who is a Valencia fan. Oh, doom and gloom, and down to 10 men, 2-0 down. And the spirit they showed to come back and kill most of the bets was astonishing. Did Betis just get in front and stay in front, Martin?
Yeah, this is why I don't bet on Valencia games. I think it's the best decision you can make. Just leave them out. They when they're not supposed to, and they lose when they're supposed to win. They've got half a good team. Half of the team that finished in the top 4 and won the cup. And half of just a bunch of youth players that have had to been thrown into the fray because they sold so many stars in the summer. And the situation doesn't look like it's going to improve next summer. So things are looking a bit bleak for Valencia, but they still have so much individual talent within their ranks. They can get themselves out of a hole when they need to. For that reason, I just don't think you can justify betting on them at whatever odds. So I'm leaving it alone. And under the new format, I can confidently say that I will have nothing to do with Valencia.
I love the way that you brought the new format in 3 or 4 days early, Martin. Public is split on this, Euan, because you got Betis at nearly even money. Whenever I see a team at even money, I start thinking I should be going towards the draw again.
Yeah, it could be an interesting one. I mean, like Martin says, Valencia is just so hard to predict. They do have the quality. There was, for the last few weeks, it was Valencia's form book was win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. It was lots of green and red, but they drew last week, so that kind of throws that up in the air. But I think Real Betis are just a bit too good. They've got much more to play for than Valencia. Valencia firmly in mid-table. Real Betis, as Martin said at the start of the show, is so tight there in that race for European spots. And remember, we've got the Conference League as well coming in for next season. So it's not like 6th place is a nice, cosy Europa League automatic into the groups. That's Conference League now. So you do need to try and finish 5th. So Betis have a lot to play for. They've been the 4th best team in La Liga in 2021 in the calendar year. And Valencia, they do have individual quality, but 2 of their best players are suspended for this one. Maxi Gomez, who told the referee something quite unpleasant about his mother last week. He's out for a couple of games. And Gonzalo Guedes as well. He's unpredictable. Sometimes he can be really dynamic. He's suspended too. So if they have no Guedes, they have no Maxi Gomez. They've not had the best season, those 2, but they are the 2 main attacking creative players in Valencia. So I think Betis at home, they do get the job done. I do like the win still, even if, like you say, you could see a draw. Maybe draw no bet is the one to go for.
Yeah, I think you'll be heavily juiced on that. But Betis at minus 105. But you lose nothing if you stay away from Valencia. Even if they get beat, they draw. Listen, just leave them alone. Next game, Getafe, a side that we like, Euan, but again, they don't bring us any cash. They don't give us money to go to Tesco's or Automercado and get our food. They're plus 500 at home, draw plus 280, and Madrid at minus 155. I love the way that public opinion, professional opinion, is all starting to turn around now that Zizi changes and adapts and gets the job done throughout any opposition.
Yeah, he does, and I'm a big Zidane admirer, a big backer. I've long said that he's more than the man manager he's been reduced to. He's a tactician. He's one of the best coaches around, and especially for Real Madrid. But just when public opinion starts to turn towards Zidane, that's when they do tend to slip up. So I'm actually going for a double chance of Getafe or a draw, plus 140, because Real Madrid are absolutely knackered. We saw it towards the end of the Clásico. We saw it towards the end of the Liverpool second leg. They are absolutely knackered. Zidane has said that there's reports that they might rotate Modric, Kroos and Vinicius. Apparently they're all absolutely at their limit. And they'll have to make rotations anyway because Sergio Ramos, Rafael Varane both have coronavirus. They won't play. Nacho and Militao, who were so good against Liverpool in their absence, well, Nacho's now suspended. So it's Militao is your only centre-back available. Also suspended is Casemiro. That's not great either. Dani Carvajal still isn't back. It's all looking like a classic Real Madrid, big positive European result and a bit of a come down in La Liga, which we've seen already this season when they beat, Inter Milan at home. They then lost 4-1 to Valencia. They beat Inter away. They lost at home to Alaves. They beat Atalanta away. They drew at home to Real Sociedad. We've seen this script before where just when people start to really believe in Real Madrid is when the players maybe have a bit of a come down in a game that's not quite as inspirational, not quite as motivating for the players. And to go from playing at Anfield to a game on a Sunday night at Getafe down the road in La Liga, I just don't know if Real Madrid have enough energy and maybe even motivation to come out and do it again. So I actually like the odds for Getafe here because a lot of good value there. So yeah, maybe this is one where Real Madrid slip up and maybe this turns into a fantastic weekend for Atleti.
Okay, I'm just going to write several notes here. Take Euan off of Christmas card list for mentioning Valencia beating Real Madrid 4-1 that let me down on a 5-team accumulator. Take Euan off Christmas card list for
I'm sure Baco mentions
Alaves winning because it let me down on a parlay. And I've got Real Madrid in a parlay this week.
Oh, no.
With Atletico.
This is the classic one where you think, how did Real Madrid lose to that team when they've just beat a big European team? But it happens so often.
And now he's twisting the knife as well, Martin. Yeah. Can you believe this? He's my favourite La Liga Lowdown correspondent, and he's now just twisting me all over the place. Madrid win the game. I don't care. Madrid must win the game.
You know.
I think actually, no, I agree with that. I think actually going down the road to Getafe it could be an advantage for Madrid here. I think this is a pretty comfortable game for them to ease back into after their midweek exploits. You know, they're not coming up against a Celta Vigo or a team that will take it to them in attack. They're coming up against the team with the worst attacking record.
I know, but we're talking about Getafe here, who are a match for anyone on their day if they get a sniff. And it's like he's just they've
already taken points off Barca and Atletico.
Oh, here he goes. He's just adding more. He's just throwing wood on the fire at the minute.
But they didn't.
I've got some salt there. Just ready for you, Flash. But no, Getafe is the team that steps up to the big occasion, and I think Real Madrid is a team that plays down to the small occasion sometimes. So,
yeah. Martin.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't take points off Real Madrid. It was 2-0 to Real Madrid when they played. Yeah. That was their second match in a 14-game unbeaten streak that they're on right now. And I just don't see how you can justify leaving key players out against Getafe when you've just gone and won El Clasico. You've just put yourself back into a great position to go and win the league title.
And Champions League. Listen, I told everyone, Champions League, Real Madrid, your value, 12-1. 12-1. They beat Chelsea. They beat Chelsea over 2 legs. No doubt about that. So you're going to get 12-1 about a finalist. And I've only said that because I know we've got Chelsea fans in the chat that will be biting like your bass or your cod. And I can just reel them in and stick them in. And that's Rude Boy and Harry Doherty before we go near any of the other Chelsea fans. Martin, Madrid win, yeah?
I said it too, actually. In my bracket, I had Real Madrid getting through against Chelsea, and I've got Real Madrid just scraping through to the final. And I think they could play Man City and come unstuck against smothering them. But I still think Real Madrid can win this game. If Casemiro's suspended, how can you justify leaving Kroos and Modric out? Even if they're tired, you've got to play at least one of them. You've got to go for it now. The Champions League semi-finals not for 10 days, 11 days after this game. They'll have plenty of time to rest. I say just you've got to throw everyone into it that you can. You've got to go scrape a narrow victory over Getafe. Beat them 2-0 last time. I think they could just about get the job done against the team with the worst attacking record in La Liga. Don't have the quality to put Real Madrid under pressure. I think they scrape a victory with the attacking options they've got.
Okay, well, and also in the chat, I've got Biggie throwing zingers at me. Sort yourself out, Biggie. Come on, man. I don't mind banter. I like it as much as the next man. And Martin's just moved from his chair, so I'm going to say, Martin, Levante at plus 300. I thought I had you. Draw plus 250 and Villarreal at plus 110. Martin, Villarreal are going to have their backers. Is this a Villarreal and both teams to score? But Levante. Big duck egg last week, but at home, it's not very often they do that.
Yeah, I wasn't just storming out there. I had to go and get a battery because we've been talking for longer than I expected and my laptop was about to die. This is an interesting game against Unai Emery's men. Looking forward to seeing them take on Arsenal in the Europa League. Who knows? These are two good teams that like to attack. Maybe you're looking at both teams to score in this one. Didn't add this to my official list of picks because I just think Villarreal have been a bit inconsistent recently. If they play to their full potential, they'll win it. You know, if you see a good starting lineup from Villarreal in this one, I'll go for an away win.
Not worried about fatigue because obviously listen. I've got them, and this is another one I've gone again. I've got them winning the Europa League. I think that they will win it or at least get to the final. I think they're what's the word? It's almost like they're as good as like a proper designer bag, but you're getting them at like half the price. I think they're underrated, and I think you've got great value with Villarreal. But I'm just worried about whether it's one game too many against the Levante side that must bring back Martin.
They're a good team, and they've got a good balance in midfield of Capu and Parejo. They've got two very dangerous strikers that can cause Arsenal lots of problems. But after the way Arsenal just took Slavia Prague apart last night, they've got to be the favourites to win that game. Villarreal have been disappointing. That loss to Osasuna took everyone by surprise, and fatigue could be an issue, which is why I've left them out.
That's exactly why I've left them out. Euan, on paper, Villarreal win the game. Are we brave enough to take, again, them odds around plus 100, plus 110?
Yeah, I mean, I've left them out as well. So in new format, we would already be finished, and Martin wouldn't need to plug his laptop in. So no,
listen, he's burnt his battery because he's been watching other things on that computer. Don't you worry about that, okay? And then the boys in the chat, they know that I don't need to be saying anything. You know what I mean? Okay, let's move on. Esteban, let's get these official picks up. Let's not mess about. Here we go. I fancy it this week. Real Sociedad, both teams to score, minus 105. I like that. Cadiz, both teams to score, plus 115. Real Madrid, and under 4.5 goals at minus 125. And Euan's picks, Betis, minus 105. Cadiz, under 2.5 at minus 150. You two go head to head, or you both singing on a 1-1 draw. Atletico win to 0, plus 110. A lot of people are liking that. Getafe double chance, plus 140, because Sociedad over 2.5 goals with Sevilla at plus 115. Madrid and Atletico to win and under 3.5 goals is a plus 210 parlay. Really like that. Was close to making that a banker parlay. Now, 2-team parlay. Euan, where's your first one? And I'm not listening to anything Getafe related, please.
No, I'll leave the Getafe theories to the side. It does look like Martin and I are going up against each other in all our picks this week, so Monday will be fun. No, I think we said it before, Atletico, I think, have to be in there. I think they somehow find a way to get the job done against Eibar, get this back on track. If they can't get a win against the bottom place team, it's over. The league's over.
Atletico and under 3.5 that I've actually gone for. I think Martin likes, and you like Atletico to win to 0, so that's 1-2 or 3-0.
Yeah,
do we like that?
Yeah, let's do the under 3.5. Gives us a bit more wiggle room.
Yeah, I was thinking that because again, if they're 2-0 up and VAR finds some mad penalty or something,
you don't want a parlay ruined by one.
No, I was going to say this, Euan. Funnily enough, I know we're just having a chat like we're down the pub now, but I got done 3 times in La Liga on the same weekend between the 82nd and 93rd minute when I had like both teams to score no, my team's 3-0 up, and they get a penalty or an own goal. It's just a joke. I picked the winner.
I think it's partly the 5 subs thing this season. Remember, in La Liga, it's still 5 subs, and it's once a team's winning, once they've gone 2 or 3 goals up, they take all the starters off, and they can because they've got 5 subs. They put all the young guys on. And that's why I think you get so many consolation goals, especially in La Liga. And Premier League don't have the 5 subs, but in La Liga with the 5 subs, a lot of teams are finishing games with the kids out there. And obviously, anything can happen then when your bet's riding on some players who you don't even really know who they are. Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. Martin, I'm looking, and if you say Real Madrid to win, that's my personal plus 210 parlay.
All right, let's go for it then.
Oh, I'll put pressure on me now. I don't handle pressure very well. Atletico Madrid. We're going Madrid parlay. Atletico Madrid and under 3.5, even though we're cheering on.
Getafe is based in Madrid too. Getafe is a Madrid team too.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I've covered all bases. All right, you stop with that Getafe chat, okay? And the thing is, you can bring it up again on Monday.
Yeah, and if Real Madrid win 3-0, we'll just move on.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We don't mind that as well. We want Atletico to win to 0, maybe 1-2 or 3-0. Happy with that. And that brings in, obviously, Atletico -1 as well. But I think that's at like minus 185. Listen, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. And your bell means I notify you. You'll never miss any content again, which is a bonus because you've got La Liga, Serie A and Bundesliga on Monday. It's going to be, let me go for it, 9:30, 10:30 and 11:30 Eastern time on Monday. And La Liga will be at 11:30. Press the link in the description. Get yourself over. Have a good read of the articles that Martin, Tan and Alex have got you ready on soccer. Every video we have here on SBR is accompanied by an article, and there's articles over there that we do not cover sports on video. Everyone in the chat, thank you very much. 31 thumbs up against 75. Okay, so it's just about 37.5%. You have a great weekend. Remember, bet with us. They're going to be live. I'm going to join them. I love it. So if you're not watching, following or subscribing, get yourself onto them. Take care.